Hey everybody, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, and we are kicking off our Royal Caribbean Wonder of the Seas series here with that ship tour. So in this video, I'm going to show you all around the ship. I hope you're subscribed and have those notifiers turned on because you'll have additional videos like a dining review, my review of the ship, and a special review of the beach club on Coco Cay. We're going to start our tour on deck 16 forward with the Hooked Seafood Restaurant. This is one of the specialty restaurants on board. It is an extra charge. For lunch, it's going to be $24.99 per person plus gratuity. For dinner, it's $54.99 per person plus gratuity. And for kids 6 to 12, it's $12.99 per person plus gratuity. Now, you can book these meals in advance, so you want to be sure to head to royalcaribbean.com or download the app. We actually saved a little bit of money by booking our Hooked lunch in advance. So be on the lookout for those sales. Now, Hooked overlooks the solarium. So this is the adults only area. You can kind of see those red couches there in the background. We had a great lunch here at Hooked. I recommend it. The messy fish sandwich is very good. We also had some great appetizers. They have oysters on board if you're a big fan of oysters. So it's a fun spot to go for lunch or dinner. You can also book the unlimited dining package, which gives you your lunches and your dinners at a specialty restaurant. You'll find interactive screens around the ship if you have any questions or you want to check on the daily schedule. Heading outside, there's this nice seating area. If you need a place to get away or you can't find another chair, this might be a good location. You can see the ceiling there of the solarium that's all enclosed. Now heading towards the main pool, so we're walking towards the back of the ship here. There on the left you see a men's bathroom. The men's and women's bathrooms on the ship are on opposite side of the ship, so you're not going to find them next to each other. Now here, this little wooden gate closes off the teens sundock area from adults, so you need to have a teen card to buzz in there, and you can kind of see the little chairs there. So lots of great outdoor space for teens to hang out. These cabanas are available for an extra charge. There is a discount if you book them on a port day versus a sea day, and you can book that through the app. Here is the big splash pad and the water slides. So you have the two yellow and blue slides that are kind of side-by-side slides, and then the big orange slide that comes all the way down. And you can see the large pool neck. Now, just to remember on these ships, in the middle there, that's hollow. That's open air all the way down to deck 8 or deck 6, depending on which part of the ship you are. So since we're in the forward, this is going to be deck 8, Central Park. You can see we're at the port still here. This is lime and the coconut. Now there are 3 different lime and the coconut bars here on board. So if someone says meet at lime and coconut, you want to be sure you know what the differences are. There's a stage there for live music. And then here is another set of pools that are available. Under that screen is where the band played for Sail Away. So if you're looking for that, that's going to be at the pool that's further aft. And again, you can see down into that middle part where it's hollow. The showers at the top of the stadium seating. Those are those yellow padded chairs that make it a little more comfortable to watch a movie. These whirlpools have a glass front, so that's kind of fun. Then you have more of the cabanas that are available for an extra charge. Now heading inside, we're going to find some vending machines that have all of your essentials. So if you forgot a deodorant or antacid or any of those kind of drugstore items, those are all here in the vending machines. Social 100 is another specialty teen area. It's kind of like their hangout lounge. And if we head to the other side of the deck, we're going to find the arcade. This is also extra charge, and it has all your favorite arcade games that you would find at home in an arcade. You can win, your different prizes. You can also find your skee ball, but it is nothing like the VR room we saw in our last series on the Norwegian Primo. So a little bit different. Loco Fresh is one of the included dining options. It's a Mexican buffet that was available between around noon and 6 every day on our sailing. So you just wash your hands, walk up to the buffet. You can make your own tacos. They have tortilla shells, and you can use beef or chicken. They also have beans and rice. They have pre-made burritos, beef or chicken during our sailing. You'll also find quesadillas and make your own nachos. So they give you the tortilla chips. You can add chili and cheese if you'd like. And then they have a display case of all the different desserts that are available. Don't miss the salsa bar where you can come over and get all different types of salsa depending on how spicy you like it. And then there's also different toppings for the make your own nachos. If you continue to head towards the back, you're going to see the basketball court across the opening there. You'll also find a bar. Royal Caribbean does offer all-inclusive drinks packages. You can buy those in advance through royalcaribbean.com or the app. Keep an eye out for sales. When we boarded, they had a special available that buy one drinks package, get the second drinks package 50% off. They have alcoholic packages and non-alcoholic packages. Right here behind Local Fresh, you're going to find the mini golf course. This is included and was very busy on our sea days, so you might want to get there a little early or go right after lunch. It's also fun for younger kids when it's closed. Right behind the miniature golf is the Wonder Playscape, and this is a much needed addition. I had some YouTube subscribers asking me, are there any ships that have a playground for younger kids? And here it is, here on the Wonders of the Seas. They have this great climbing little playground for the younger kids. Now, for the older kids, you have the Abyss slide. This is a dry slide that goes from deck 16 to deck 6. You want to make sure you're under 330 pounds. You have to use a mat and no wet clothes. Heading across, we'll find the Flow Rider. You do need to sign a waiver and get a wristband before you begin. You can also sign up for private lessons through the app or the website. I highly recommend that because that will give you more time on the Flow Rider, and depending on your skills, sometimes they have different hours for different skill levels. It's really fun to watch. If you're looking for ping pong tables, they're going to be right next to the basketball court. And now we're going to head down to deck 15 to the Windjammer Cafe. Get ready to hear washy washy. They installed a lot of hand washing stations. Now, I'm going to warn you, the buffet is chaos. I tried to edit this so I didn't get a lot of people in it, but it's crowded, it's busy, it's not clear where the lines go. It's a wild ride. They do have a bar and coffee shop. This is not Starbucks. This is just regular coffee. They have an Indian station right when you walk in to the right, so you can make like a rice dish. They also had fried chicken there. Then the stations along the wall, it's kind of you turn the corner, you're going to be able to find your hamburgers and your hot dogs. They also made specialty sandwiches and burritos, pressed sandwiches there. Across from that is going to be the fresh fruit and soups. Along the wall is the desserts and the little kids buffet. So at Embarkation, these were full of desserts, but otherwise it's like a toddler's buffet. In the middle is the bread station as well as the salad bar. Now to the left as you walk in is the charcuterie part. And I think this is the best part of the buffet. It's right to the left as you walk in. Definitely take a look there. The best place to find seating is all the way at the back of the buffet. It tends to be a little less crowded. The Mason Jar is another specialty restaurant. This is a new concept to the Wonder of the Seas. It's a southern restaurant. It has the bar side where a great country band plays every night. It's really hard to get seats. So if you want to hear the country band, get there early. And if you drink alcohol, definitely try the PB&J Old Fashioned. It's delicious and it comes with teeny tiny peanut butter sandwiches. It's really fun. Now heading out to the middle of deck 15 to get a closer look at those pools. So you see they have a very shallow area where the loungers are located and then the deeper pool area. The padded loungers, of course, go very quickly. The pools were packed. I'm not going to lie, the pool areas were very, very busy during our sailing, but we were always able to find a chair. So if you just kind of looked around, some were in the shade, some weren't close, but there were chairs available. This is the starboard side smoking area. So the starboard side deck 15 area is smoking. So keep that in mind. We tried to avoid that as we were walking through the decks, just not to have any of that secondhand smoke, but is a very large area. If you do smoke, I think you'll be pleased with the amount of space they've given to it. Here's a closer look at that splash pad. This is right at Embarkation. We got really lucky that there weren't any kids playing in there, so we can show it to you. And then here's that third lime and coconut bar. So going back to what I said, don't meet people at the lime and the coconut bar because it's going to be really hard to know which one to do. So you see there's more of those hot tubs and whirlpools. So lots of spaces here to be on the pool deck. There's the slide side, there's the movie screen side. So just kind of depends where you want to hang out and spend your time during those great sea days. Heading to the front of deck 15, we'll find the entrance to the solarium. This is an adults only space. It's completely enclosed, but it does have windows that open. Some people complaining it's a little hot. Now this hot tub is amazing. This was the hottest hot tub, and it has 2 televisions. I love this. I can't believe no other cruise line has done this yet. I think it's so fun. You'll also find the Solarium Bistro. Unfortunately, the Solarium Bistro was closed during our sailing for a private group to use the entire time, so I won't be able to show that to you today, but hopefully it will be open on your sailing so you can enjoy the great food that they have available there. So you have lots of window front chaise loungers, tables and chairs if you want to play games. So that's part of the outdoor bistro seating, I guess outdoor in quotes because this is all enclosed. But it is a really nice space. It's quiet, it's relaxing. I did see some chair hogging in here. I'm not going to lie, that people do tend to come here a little bit early and grab the good spots. This whirlpool was warm. And then they also had a cooler pool. So you had different temperatures, which I like. So you could kind of hop in between the different ones. I really like this couch setting if you're there with a larger group. And then you have the solarium bar. The bartenders were great, really friendly, great service throughout the solarium. In the middle is the cooler pool. So there's the hot whirlpool just as you walk in. Then they have these 2 circular whirlpools that are warmer, not quite as hot, and then the cool pool in the middle. If you head all the way to the bottom, you'll find this very shallow pool with the loungers in the water. Back up top on the other side, this is the closest I got to the Solarium Bistro, but you can see it does have seating that's in the more open air. And then there's also outside of the solarium, this great ocean view bar. This is a great spot for watching sail away or sailing into a port. Now let's head down to deck 8 to Central Park. So first, let me show you what this looks like from above. This is looking down from the pool deck. So you see the Central Park balconies as well as Central Park. So as you walk through, there is some shopping in here, your Effie Jewelers. As you know, they usually give out some kind of charms or necklaces or bracelets as part of your sailing. So look for information on that. Giovanni's takes up most of the starboard side of Central Park. It has a wine bar that's a little closer to the forward that has food a la carte, so you pay by the item, and a large bar. Then the Italian kitchen has a cover charge, so $24.99 for lunch, $49.99 for dinner, $10.99 for kids ages 6 to 12, and then you add on the gratuity to that. These couches are here because a musician plays here nightly, so that's a great add-on if you have these seats outside the Italian kitchen. The Park Cafe is located directly across the way from Giovanni's. This is included. It has great outdoor seating. These are good spots to listen to music as well. And then inside you're going to find sandwiches and salads. So they have a grab and go section where you can just grab a sandwich, a fruit. They have desserts available, of course. You can get made to order sandwiches, and then you can also get made to order salads. You can see the salad bar here. And did you see those potato chips? Ruffles potato chips here on Royal Caribbean. There's also indoor seating in case it's raining. It does rain in Central Park. It rained on us. So as you walk around, you'll see lots of fun little details. Right next to Park Cafe, you'll find the Trellis Bar, which is a wonderful place to hang out in the evenings. The bartenders are great. Each of the bars has their own cocktail list, so you can try different cocktails throughout the ship that are only available at those individual bars. This area across from Trellis Bar is worth a stroll through. It's very popular for people hiding ducks. Also, it pipes in different nature noises, so it makes you feel like you're really in the park. Next to Trellis Bar, we're going to find the outdoor seating for Chops Grill and Rising Tide Bar. Rising Tide Bar is a bar that goes between deck 5 and deck 8, so you can ride it up and down. Chops Grill is a specialty chop house. It's available for an extra charge, lunch and dinner, as well as special kids pricing. It has outdoor seating as well as indoor seating. Across, you'll find 150 Central Park, which is the other high-end restaurant that's available. To the aft or back of deck 8, you'll find Music Hall. This was a venue for activities during the day and then a band at night. During our sailing, the band was a Beatles cover band, and they were incredible. This area would get so jam-packed for their shows, but don't worry, they had a show in the Aqua Theater as well, so everyone got a chance to see them. But definitely a cool place to hang out if you love live music. One of my favorite venues on board. I think they really use this space well, and it was great for daily activities too. Heading down to deck 6 in the rear or aft of the ship, we find the Boardwalk. This area is themed after Coney Island or various old-timey boardwalks across the United States. You have arcade games that are available for an extra extra charge. The doghouse is included and features hot dogs and sausages. The carousel is included for kids and adults alike. Playmakers is the sports bar. It has this cool area called the owner's box, which is available to rent, so you could have it for your private group. You have ping pong tables, pool tables, additional arcade games that are available for an extra charge. I think this is the best sports bar at sea. There's so many TVs. They're playing different games. They put up a schedule of what games will be playing at Playmakers, so you can find out if your favorite team is going to be shown on one of the TVs. They also have a small menu that you can order and pay a la carte if you're looking for some chicken wings or some fun nachos while you watch the games. I really like they added the outdoor seating here as part of the Boardwalk. It created a lot more options. Across the way is Johnny Rockets. This is an extra charge with the tax and gratuities. It ends up about $15 per person. It's available during lunch and dinner options. They also have a breakfast there. Now here is where that slide ends up from deck 16 way up above. So you twirl your way all the way down 10 stories in that covered slide. Now there are some lights throughout it, so you're not completely in the dark. You'll also find the rock climbing wall. They have 2 rock climbing walls on the Wonders of the Seas. We only saw one in operation during our sailing, but depending on, I think, the amount of kids on board, they may open up the second one. Here is the Aqua Theater. It's used for a number of different things. They had this really cool music festival during our sailing. They also have the show, the Aqua Theater show called Intense. It's wonderful. Then right next to Johnny Rockets, you'll find the kids shop and also a candy shop. So you can't have a cruise ship without a candy shop, it seems. And that's where you'll find that right next to Johnny Rockets. Heading into the main area of Deck 6, you'll find the shore excursion desks. If you have any questions about your booking, they also have a number of iPads where you can book yourself. This area is called the Promenade, and then you can see that rising tide bar there down at the bottom. It's on Deck 5 right there. Now heading over to Schooner's Bar. How do you say it? Everyone says I say it wrong. So Royal Caribbean Cruisers, let me know how you say it. So this is a nautical themed bar. It has, again, its own cocktail menu similar to the other bars on board, and you'll be able to play trivia. They had a live piano player. That was a lot of fun there in the evenings. And it's just a nice place to sit and relax. You have great seats overlooking the promenade if you wanted to see part of that. Next to that, we're going to find the photo gallery. So photographers will be around the ship taking candid pictures as well as posed pictures. So they set up different backdrops, and it's free to have your picture taken, and then you can come here and figure out which pictures you want to keep. You can have digital or printed photos, and it's a very easy process. We ordered 2 digital photos. We chose to have them email us the link, and they did, and the link came and we downloaded the pictures. Very simple. Vitality at Sea, the Spa and Fitness Center, is located on Deck 6 in the forward part of the ship, or the front of the ship. To the right as you enter, you'll find the Vitality Cafe. This is a great spot to go to for fresh pressed juices as well as smoothies. The spa services are an extra charge, and they have beauty salon services as well as massages and facials. If you walk through the spa to get to the very, very front, you'll find the fitness center. The fitness center is included. They do offer some extra classes for an extra charge. They have lots of cardio machines, weightlifting machine, and here you can see there's an area for stretching. It was actually set up for kind of a body pump type of class. You have the machines you can use for weightlifting in addition to free weights. And I like how they have TVs throughout it. It made it feel more like a gym at home than some of the other gyms I've seen. Do you work out on vacation? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. Right behind this set of weightlifting equipment is a bicycling or spin class. That's one of those extra charge classes. Now, also on Deck 6 was our cabin, 6548. This is a balcony cabin. So you can see as you enter, you have the 2 separate standalone closets, a nice day bed that can be turned into a bed for a third person. The second set of closets has the safe. The beds were pushed together here, so we had one queen bed, or you can have this separated into 2 cruise kings. Each bedside had its own lamp with chargers. Yay! So a regular North American plug and a USB plug on both sides of the bed. So if you're a CPAP user, you are all set. You don't need to worry in these balcony cabins. And then it had a very nice sized balcony. I was very impressed. It was wider than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty private. The people can't see you from above. You do have a little bit of restriction just looking straight down because you are over the lifeboats. On the other side of the cabin, we'll find the refrigerator and an additional set of drawers. And then the bathroom is right when you walk in. It was decent size. I didn't have any complaints about it. The shower was enough room to kind of turn around and do what you needed to do. Now heading down to deck 5, this is the main area of the promenade. So you have the tech team is there to help you if you need help with anything. You'll also find the port and shopping desk if you have questions about the ports and want to get those discount cards. The bionic bar is the robot bar. This is an extra charge. It's not included in your any dining package. It's really fun to watch. So we saw a lot of people just spectating here at the bionic bar as people would come up and have them make cocktails. Now, kind of interesting, you're seeing in the background this blue wall that's not usually there. I actually filmed this during a fire drill when the firewall was down in the promenade. So if you catch glimpses of a turquoise wall, that's what that is. Guest services desk is available. There's people there to help basically 24/7 if you have any questions. There's that blue wall again. That's a fire door that has come down. This is where the rising tide bar usually hangs out when it's not up on deck 8. So it goes from deck 5 to deck 8 very, very slowly. On the other side of deck 5, we'll find more shopping. If you want some of those higher end jewelry items or watches, is going to be there. You have the Cafe Promenade. This is included. This has your coffees, your regular coffees. You can also buy specialty coffees. Right across from the next cruise desk, there's usually promotions and extra onboard credit if you book your next cruise while you're on board this one. Right on top of the accessory place, that's where the bands are going to play. This is the area you're going to want to be in for the Anchors Away Parade, which is fantastic. And that, again, that green wall usually isn't there. That's a fire door. Cask and Clipper is the pub. They had a guitar player that played there in the evenings, and they had a lot of trivias in there. They actually had this really great activity that was to find all the crew members you could from as many countries as you could get represented. We ended up with about 150 points. The people who won ended up with like 350 points, which was so fun. Directly across is Sorrento's, the included pizza place. It opens around 11. You can see those Coke machines there. You can get that as part of a beverage package. You can go up and just get your soda refills right at the machine. Now, look at these little salads that they have available. I love this. So it's not just pizza. You can get a couple vegetables if you feel like it. There's some retail right here in the middle. And then the Anchors Away Parade goes right through here. So these are all just great spots to line up. And then, of course, you have that huge cowboy hat. You've probably seen some pictures on Instagram or some other YouTube videos if you've been catching up on the wonders of the seas. The Royal Caribbean shop is here on deck 5. And just giving you kind of a peek at all the different shopping that's available. I love that they call it the promenade. It really is. You almost feel like you're in a mall, I think, a little bit. What do you think? Bolero's is the Latin Flair bar. There was a fantastic Latin band in here. One of the nights they did have a Caribbean theme night where they played Caribbean music. The bartenders are great. Shout out to Maria. She's amazing. And you can have a great dance floor. So this is kind of the dancing bar compared to the other bars with live music. Music hall doesn't really have a big dance floor. Across from that, you're going to find the Starbucks. You have all the regular Starbucks drinks, again, an extra charge. And then I love this. They have an entire lounge dedicated to karaoke. They have private rooms you can rent. You can visit your crew staff to find out more about that. I think it was like $30 or $40 to rent a room to do karaoke. They also had trivia in here. This was way too small for trivia. That was my one complaint. They had trivia in here, I think because they wanted to use the screens for the questions, but it was very, very small. But very cool that they had karaoke every night. Now heading into the elevator banks, if you are headed up, it will turn green. If you're headed down, it will turn
red. The walking track goes all the way around deck 5. It is the best walking track I've ever seen. It has a walking lane and a running lane. You're supposed to go counterclockwise. And then it has these little spaces where you can hang out. They had shuffleboard. You could see there they had ping pong. And as you go around the track, it's letting you know the mileage as well as giving you encouraging murals. Just a lot of fun. Now, all the way to the front of the deck, we're going to find the Royal Theater for the evening shows. You can make reservations for the shows via the app or royalcaribbean.com. If you don't get a reservation or it says don't sold out, do not panic. They open up seating 10 minutes before. So you can always come and do it that way. Now heading down to deck 4, the theater is also on deck 4. Deck 4 is primarily the casino. So the casino takes up quite a bit of real estate. That was the Golden Room. So that is the non-smoking casino. So that was very small. They do have a small non-smoking area of the casino. There's also the Diamond Lounge in this area and the attic. The attic is the comedy club. Again, you want to make those reservations on royalcaribbean.com or via the app, but don't panic. They will have a standby line that you can try to get in for people who made reservations and maybe don't show up. But I think it's a really cool space. It's a lot bigger than some of the comedy clubs we've seen on other ships. So you have a pretty good shot of getting in. Also in this area, that's the Diamond Club Lounge. I'll give you a little peek inside. It's a nice lounge area. They have a concierge that can help with things. Diamond is a loyalty level, and they also have continental breakfast and some happy hour snacks in the evening. Studio B is a great versatile space. They used it for all kinds of activities. The big activity, of course, is going to be the ice skating show, which was phenomenal, but they also turned it into a nightclub one night. They had the Kitchen Nightmares show, which I highly recommend. That's a lot of fun in Studio B on one of the sea days. And then they had open ice skating. So if you can rent ice skates here and ice skate at sea. So it's kind of fun. So that's all there in Studio B. Then coming around to the side, on one side of Studio B is going to be all casino. And then the other side is where the art auction folks hang their hat. So this is Park West for your art auctions. I do really like that they have these on boards. I always wondered, why do they give the art auctions so much space? Because they do. They get so much space. They have auctions. I guess a lot of people really do buy art, but it is nice. If you like art like I do, it's kind of like having a mini museum on board. The paintings change throughout the cruise, so you can see all different styles of artists, all different types of artists. Sometimes they'll do talks about the artist. So if you do like art, it is fun to come down and check it out and see how it's changing. So here's part of the casino. This is a smoking casino for the most part. Again, you had that smaller room that was non-smoking, but the main big casino is going to be smoking. Coming out of the casino and heading to the aft or back of the ship, we will find the main dining room. The main dining room takes up areas on decks 3, 4, and 5. You can choose to have a set dining time, which means you'll go to dinner at the exact same time, sit at the same table with the same wait staff every night, or you can choose to have anytime dining where you can go into the app and make a different reservation each night for dining. So maybe you want to do a specialty a couple nights, maybe you want a little more flexibility in what time you head to dinner. That is available through the Anytime Dining or My Time Dining program, but you have to make your reservations through the app. If you're not able to get a reservation for the time you want, they do have a standby line, similar to the way it works with the shows, where you can just show up and they'll try to fit you in as soon as possible. Also on deck 4, we're going to find Izumu, the hibachi and sushi bar. This is a specialty restaurant. It's available for an extra charge. The hibachi is $24.99 per person for lunch or $59.99 per person for dinner. Kids are $12.99, and then you can add a little bit more if you want 2 entrees instead of 1. The sushi is available a la carte, or if you wanted to pay $34.99, you would get 1 small plate, 2 large plates, and a dessert. On deck 12 midship, you'll find Wonderland. This is another of the specialty dining restaurants. It's $59.99 per person or $12.99 for kids 6 to 12. Both of those are plus gratuities. This is a fun Alice in Wonderland themed restaurant where they use all kind of fun little tricks so your food can come out smoking or looking different than you expect. It is good to know that you can come get a cocktail here and you don't have to have dining reservations. We really enjoyed trying the different fun cocktails on the menu. Deck 14 has the kids programs.
So that is the Wonder of the Seas. What did you think? Let me know in the comments. What were your favorite things on board or any questions that came up during the video?